quickly find out, how did you get or come across the name Incredible Femi? Because it's a very fascinating handle. How did you come about that?
Interesting. You're like the first person that be asking me that question. Um, so I came about it actually from MI.
Ah, Mr.
Yeah.
Incredible.
In uni, it came in uni. I was a very big fan of MI.
I am
Um,
a big fan, or I was too at the time. I still
uh,
am.
only God knows what he's doing these days. So I remember the title of the song skips my memory,
Is it
but I remember the
undisputed
rap
champion?
line.
Is he
They call me
undisputed
M
champion?
to the high, Mr.
Okay.
Incredible, Most
That
Immaculate,
is
Mike
it.
Inspector,
Ah,
MC
yeah.
Interrogating, Lyrical Waiter, One Kind Illustrator. You know,
Is that
so I
an
like that Most Incredible,
Anyways,
right?
yeah.
It,
Yeah.
it, it, it stuck with me, right?
Stop
So
again.
a lot
Okay.
of people started to call me Mr. Incredible. But
Okay.
hold on for a second, I can hear myself back.
Well, I
There's
think
an echo.
a little bit maybe, but yeah, we can pause it for a bit. Just a,
Okay. So the name MI came from. I said the name.
yeah,
The
the
name
name
itself
Incredible
Incredible
Femi
came
came
from
from
MI.
MI, the
I mean, I
Nigerian
was a
rapper.
huge fan.
Okay.
I was a huge fan in school days, and so people started calling me Mr. Incredible, Mr. Incredible, and then I just later just switched from Mr. Incredible to Incredible Femi
The Incredible
because
Femi.
I mean I grew to also like my name.
Of course.
I
Who
believe
doesn't
names are
like their
powerful.
name?
We Africans, we have a thing for, Oluwafemi, I
Of
hold it
course.
very strong. And that's why I need Kaye too, because when my dad would be praying, to us, he would always say, Oluwafemi, Ani Kaye, you mention all your names, Aregbola, everything. So
Oh, question
that,
for
that
you.
Ani Kaye, he always fascinated me. I liked it because it was unique.
Question for you. Is Ani Kaye, is that your name? Or is it a title? Or is it what's the word they call I'll remember in a bit now. But is that your real
Yeah, an
name?
alias. Interestingly, it's not my government name,
I know it's not a
but
government name, but is it
yeah,
a
it's not officially my name,
what,
but
what do you
I
call Oriki in English? That's what I'm trying to remember. But
eulogy,
eulogy,
I
is that a
call it.
is that an eulogy for you?
I want to believe so because
Apparently, it should
I
be.
know my dad usually when he's praying for me specifically, and he always mentioned that Anikai. So I actually always thought it was my name, right? Until I found out it wasn't actually my name, but he always said it. So and I liked it. Again,
Okay.
the intentionality of everything around me. I know the power of names.
Hmm.
Um, so I picked it up. It's just I don't want to go through the trouble of changing officially. I'd have added it to my name, but I take it. So I write it on actually everything I can write it on
Wow, that's impressive.
very clearly, including my name. So Incredible Femi came from MI literally, if I'm to be very
Apparently.
honest. And I like the art and I like the fact that incredible, also means, something that is quite exceptional, even
Of
in
course.
Incredible Hulk was, indestructible, super strong. That guy could rely on. So
Hmm.
yeah, it's something I hold on to very strongly.
I love
And the
that.
power of it. Yeah.
I I love that. I love that. Now, I also wanted to ask you, Femi, what are your thoughts on Nigeria's impact on global basketball, especially with players making it big in the NBA?
Honestly speaking, Nigeria's impact in the NBA cannot be overemphasized. To be honest, right? Starting from Akeem Olajuwon, obviously, who was drafted in 1984,
Hmm.
he, he's opened a doorway that we have not even maximized yet. Nigeria has the highest number of Africans um, currently in the NBA, right? Um, they may not be first generation Africans, that these people were born in Africa. They maybe African parents who gave birth to them in US or in Canada or in UK and then they end up playing. But we have that natural talent, that ability, to play at that level. So it's incredible that I am sure that one of the first things guys in the NBA think about when they are coming to do anything in Africa is Nigeria. But unfortunately, Nigeria, we've not been organized enough and we've bungled it. So the NBA Academy is currently in Senegal. The
Mm.
NBA office, NBA Africa office officially, is in South Africa, though they are opening, annexes in Nigeria,
In
in
other.
Kenya, in
Mm.
Cairo, and all of Senegal and all of those places. But you look at it with our population, with our
200.
talent, you would expect even a bigger bigger impact in terms of domination. But you saw what South Sudan did at the Olympic Games. Incredible what Nigeria should be doing. Even though no disrespect, we're all
Mhm.
brothers and all
Mhm.
of that. But with the level of talent that we have and natural ability, we should be doing more. But that natural ability, then I also think our spread in terms of diaspora. I mean, I don't think any other African country in the world has more people living outside of their country than Nigerians, right? So their population in the US, in Canada, in UK, in Australia, also has helped, in terms of talent production
Of course,
and
of
the
course,
impact
of course.
because we just have that natural ability
Hmm.
that they have.
That's impressive. I obviously, I don't know. There's a lot of issues, systemic issues with Nigeria, but we hope that we find it right one day because sports definitely is a huge way for people to be able to express themselves, for people to be able to, channel other means to make a living for themselves. And then, like you said to your point, there's also the value chain where people can definitely also make a name for themselves, even with respective of not actually playing the game itself. So we hope that the government gets it right to make the system and give the system an enabling environment for investors to be able to come in and apply their trade here with us. Let's switch it up a little bit. Just ask you one final question. Do you, outside basketball, do you have other interests or sports that you're passionate about? Let's just say,
Yes.
apart from soccer.
Interestingly, yes.
Okay.
And interestingly too, soccer is not even the next one.
Oh wow.
Right.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of American football.
Oh
Um,
wow. Have
yeah,
you ever watched the
I follow
Super
the
Bowl?
NFL. Yeah, I follow the NFL. I like American football.
Have you ever
You
been
know,
at the Super Bowl like to see a live game?
no, funny enough, no,
Oh
it's
yeah.
something I look forward to.
Not yet. Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think by the time they play Super Bowl, I'll be back in Nigeria, but
Yeah, it's
we'll
gonna be
see.
this February, right? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so
Next
we'll see
February.
how that goes. But NFL is something I'm interested in. Soccer, obviously.
Yeah.
I love to watch that. I love to watch tennis as well. I'm a sports lover generally,
Generally,
right?
okay.
But if you're asking by hierarchy, basketball, American football, soccer, tennis,
Hmm.
swimming, um, yeah, those are like my top.
What are you doing, if you don't mind, if it's not too personal, what are you currently doing in New York right now in the United States?
Okay, interesting. So, New York, two things. So I'm not just in New York, I'm in the US. But New York, why I'm in New York was is basically I had a partnership collaboration
Okay.
with ESPN Africa and Castle Light
Oh, and Castle
um,
like the
to
Lager
do
beer, right?
yeah the Lager Beer
Okay.
to do a tour of New York. Of course, get to watch the game at Madison Square Garden
Yeah, I saw
and all
that
of that,
video on your Instagram.
which was great. I mean, for the first time. I had a big brand, coming to help me experience this,
Hmm.
in a
Was that your
bigger
first
way.
time in the Madison Square Gardens? Was that your first?
Interestingly, no, not my first time in the Madison Square Garden.
Okay.
Yeah, but this was different, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Um, then obviously my non-profit as well, Ball. We're building some partnerships, with some um, colleges and programs. Let me use the word programs, sports programs, because we're trying to morph into just pockets of programs to a more sustainable curriculum, right? Where you can take these kids in an extended skill development while you're helping them learn sports. You're also giving them all of this education we spoke about.
Okay.
Maybe they could decide, oh, you know what? I want to do social media management and then learning to do it the sports way. Maybe I could
Mm.
work for a sports team.
Wow,
So
yeah,
what are the intricacies? How
that's
do you do
smart.
all of that? Oh, I want to be a physiotherapist. Okay, how can we bring
Mm.
that kind of synergy? So
Yeah.
we're trying to create synergies with a few potential partnership programs. So I have a few meetings locked here and there
Okay.
that I'm currently ongoing in
I
the
heard
US
of
as a whole, not just in New
not
York. My
just in
first stop
you,
is
but
New
yeah,
York, and then quite a number of places
to be
touching
around,
on before the holidays kick in.
taking, yeah.
And then you know, we'll see how we'll be able to, then practicalize or more or less, engineer those partnerships to then produce some kind of results in 2025.
That's beautiful. I am really excited for your nonprofit ball. I am really excited that you're definitely trying to look to bring out people who personally might not be able to afford or might not actually be exposed enough to see that they could make a name or they could make an impact in the game of basketball. But you're touching lives, sourcing, trying to do all of these meetings to just enrich the game in Nigeria specifically. You're doing a very great job that I'm really proud of. And I can only wish you the very best with this nonprofit. And I hope that you would get some big sponsors eventually on this ball project. It's something that I'm really excited for and excited for you about as well. Great job you're doing, Femi.
Thank you so much, Devo.
Yeah.
I really appreciate the kind words.
Oh no. The least I could do.
We can only do what we can, right?
The very least I
Uh,
could do. The very, very least I could do. So,
yeah.
Femi, thank you again for your time. It's going to be a wrap from me from this point, or let me see. I might have one more question for you. I think I've been able to virtually cover most of the questions I had for you today.
Yeah.
Maybe in one or a few minutes. No pressures. What are your predictions for the next FIBA World Cup or major basketball tournaments? Do you have any predictions?
Mm,
Are you looking at any
mm.
teams? What are you thinking?
I mean, the interesting question, right? In terms of predictions, I think America's days of undoubtedly being favorites are over.
Mm.
Yeah, I think Germany is current world champion or current European champion.
Okay.
I think I'm mixing up Eurobasket and the World Cup. No, I think it's Germany like the
Okay.
world
Okay.
champion. The United States team won the Olympics, but you have teams like Serbia, you have teams like France with Wembanyama, and those people are coming up. It's going to be tough. But between I see France. I see either France or the US. Actually, the US will always find a way if they get the best stars to play right at the World Cup. But I think France is going to be one team that will dominate in a few years
Mm.
with that's Wembanyama guy. That guy is
Okay.
something. He's a freak of nature.
Week
You
of
know.
nature. Indeed.
Yeah,
Indeed.
yeah.
Indeed. Indeed. All right. Again, thank you. I can only be grateful for you, for gracing my talk show with your time. The incredible Femi Anikai. Thank you so much for your time. And it will be a wrap from us at the Debo Taiwo Talk Show on this episode. Thank you so much. All
Thank
right.
you.
Cheers, Femi. Enjoy the rest of your day, okay?
Yeah, you too, bro.
Ciao. Bye bye.